York. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Why am I enjoying the whole Donald Trump tweeting Jemele Hill this morning?
Whoa.
Jemele Hill suspension. What is wrong with me, Laura Stiles?
But what is it? What about it does it bring you so much joy?
It's just a melee of mess. And
you love
like I
it.
said last week, we just oozing with ugly now. We're all in it together.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just in the muck and mire, just in it.
Well, there's also the party that's a broadcaster now, and even when really bad things happen, unfortunately, as a broadcaster, you do get a sense of excitement because it makes your job important too. We have a public microphone where we get to speak on it, so it's fun.
Maybe that. Maybe also because I know Jemele, and I'm happy for her.
So you're just gonna keep name dropping it all morning. So now that your friend,
Yes.
because now your friend is beefing with the president. That's lit. 'Cause I don't think
That's why
even
he's
Colin
happy.
got to do that yet. I don't think Colin got to. Trump has implied it, but he wasn't straight up like, "Hey, you, Colin Kaepernick." Jemele got a name shout out. You're in the history, but you know Trump's tweets are being documented for American history. She's now in American history simply because she was tweeting.
And he's so comfortable coming after somebody black. He's so comfortable coming after somebody black. He didn't even come after the shooter in Las Vegas as hard as he's came after football
Nope.
players.
Or certainly the people
No.
in Charlottesville.
Wow.
Holy smokes! This is crazy.
What are you stressed out about?
Because it's so hard for me to not talk about these things all the time. And now he's going directly at ESPN. So I wonder, is ESPN going to send a directive like, here's how we're going to handle this? And let me be clear, I don't care if this gets me fired. ESPN has not been doing the best job making decisions on these directives recently.
Well,
and admittedly, they're in a tough spot.
Well, let me
it's
get
a
it for you.
constantly changing thing.
Well, let me get it for you. ESPN, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You played yourself.
You played yourself.
My Lord.
And let me tell you why, ESPN. You see, you probably told Jemele Hill not to talk about the president. Stick to sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know how most of y'all like to jump in comments on social media? Bro, stick to playing records. Stick to hip-hop. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, you guys probably said something similar in one of your meetings. Isn't the top guy's name, what's his name, Skipper?
John Skipper, yep.
I'm sure they had a meeting. And Jemele obviously loves ESPN. She's been there for a long time.
They've done and they've done really right by her, generally speaking.
Amazing.
They just gave her a 6 o'clock show.
It's amazing. But now some real issues happening. And you instructed her to stay away from political talk, probably stay away from the president, and recognize that your tweets represent ESPN as well as yourself. Well, here, ladies and gentlemen, ESPN has suspended Jemele Hill for talking about sports. She is
Facts.
talking about the very public owner of the Cowboys who loves to talk to the media. She's talking about players and boycotts in the NFL. She is not talking about the president or politics specifically. But she got suspended for what exactly?
Breaking their social media code.
Which
that they
says
have.
what exactly? Do we know?
Actually, I think it was written down. ESPN.
Was it the mention of boycotting sponsors?
No, I don't think they directly said that. I don't think they implied.
Their statement said Jemele Hill has been suspended for 2 weeks for a second violation of our social media guidelines.
Which was?
I'm
She
trying to look at the
previously
guideline.
acknowledged letting her colleagues and company down with an impulsive tweet. In the aftermath, all employees were reminded of how individual tweets may reflect negatively on ESPN, that such actions would have consequences, hence this decision. But she's talking about what everyone else is talking about. I would like more specifics. ESPN, you get it. Congratulations, you played yourself. Because
That's the
now,
worst thing they have to deal with today.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
because now, what are you going to do, ESPN? You're going to protect your people, or are you going to let the Donald Trumpster, the Donald, fillet you like he is right now? Because now he's forcing ESPN into a little bit of a pickle.
Direct quote from the president as of a half hour ago on Twitter. With Jemele Hill at the mic, it's no wonder ESPN's ratings have tanked. In fact, tanked so badly, it's the talk of the industry. So now you're using her to diss ESPN in general. So what does ESPN do? What does Disney allow them to do? Remember that too. Even if John Skipper is like, yo, bump this guy, let's go for it.
Disney.
He's got to answer to Disney. What does Mike Eisner
And I'm going to give
those guys-
ESPN another congratulations.
Oh, no, a double? This is a bad day.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
If you let Jerry Jones make the phone call, your content provider, yes, you guys have a contract, a TV contract for Monday Night Football with the NFL. The largest, most lucrative franchise in the NFL is the Cowboys, I believe. If you let them dictate what you put on television, you're forever food to the industry. They can tell you whatever at any time from here on out if they don't like it. It's a very slippery slope now, ESPN. I know you want access to the owners, you want access to the players, you want access to the games, and NFL controls that, I'm sure. So you're like, yo, don't jeopardize our access to content.
But at the same time, wouldn't the NFL not want to lose ESPN as a sponsor? As a partner, they have a huge...
Maybe, but now we're at an impasse, aren't we? We're at a very interesting time.
I'll say this is getting too that's why
And
I'm
that's why
getting agita. I'm getting stressed out about it because there's too many layers to it. And then on top of it all, I got so much I want to say, and I'm not allowed to.
You got a gag order? They sent you an email? Like, yo,
Yes.
do not play around with
No.
Ebro. He will get you fired.
No, I have a gag order from a 5'3" blonde woman.
Your wife.
She said, "Yo, chill. Do not get yourself fired." I have to, every time I'm about to tweet something, I picture her like, "Why'd you do that? You just lost your job." And I'm like, is it worth it? Is what I'm going to tweet going to make enough of an impact in this that I'm willing to risk being the sacrificial lamb? Because let's be honest, no one gives a damn. The president ain't tweeting if Peter Rosenberg gets fired. No one even cares. So how much do I want to put on the line? So that part stresses me out too, because you read it and you're like, damn, let's go to war. He's attacking the company, but you can't do that.
Well, look, Jemele Hill obviously is more concerned about making sure that her voice is heard
You're right.
and the right conversations are heard. She's not being selfish about this. She's not just thinking about herself.
Well, yes, I got news for
You
you.
know, because here's the other part.
I am.
NFL players, congratulations. You played yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
If y'all don't ride for Jemele Hill, because reading these tweets, Jemele Hill's actually riding for the players.
Very
Yes.
true.
She's riding saying, hey, guys, don't call these guys sellouts.
Yes.
If you really want to deal with the issue, you would deal with buying merch, watching the games on television. That's what would hurt the owners. Going after the players is not the answer. And if the players don't ride for Jemele Hill, you get a big congratulations, you played yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
It's woo. I'm enjoying all this. I can do this all
So,
day,
Ebro, what's
baby.
your move if Apple? Well, it's not relevant because you don't bring these. You don't have to talk about these things on.
I've been through this with Apple,
And
and
they-
I have talked about it on the air, and they don't like it. They don't like me talking about Donald Trump and all that. They
So what
like
if-
me to stick to music. Unfortunately, guess what? I play hip-hop music. And guess what hip-hop music does? It deals with politics. And guess what I do? If you want me up here, sometimes I get political. What y'all want to do?
So if they give you the directive to like, hey, just stay off politics on when you're related to our stuff.
It's not going to happen.
Wow. Well, good for you.
Sorry, guys. So I'm not missing this moment in history.
But what if they told you
Not
go,
missing this
go
conversation,
talk your
guys.
political talk on Hot 97? That's what they have you over there for, but not over here.
Good luck, Charlie and P.O. Good luck. I'm not missing this, guys. Because I'm going to tell you another thing. To all the media networks out there, congratulations, you played yourself. I'm going to tell you why.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
The atmosphere is such right now. Well, let me tell you something. A Jemele Hill, myself, could quickly jump on your own microphone in another studio, get to another network, create your own show, and do your own thing. And people will support it.
Yes,
Maybe not for long. It's not as big. The check may not be as big. But people will support it. And now that you have social media and you can access your followers and they can access you and you can create moments, you don't need to cow down. It's not like the NFL where it's the only game in town. It's not the only game in town, B. ESPN, congratulations, you played yourself one more time.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I know NBC Sports is doing their work. Fox Sports is doing their work. They took Skip Bayless from you and they making some noise. I know the ratings may not be as big, but you're not the only game in town, bro. You're not.
But at the same flip side of that coin, though, bro, they've given Jemele a lot.
I'm not saying
No,
Jemele.
a
This
lot.
is me talking.
No,
This
I
ain't
don't know.
Jemele.
But part of it is you're saying the whole thing of you're not the only game in town, which is an aggressive stance to take. But if you're them, you're like, Jemele came up on ESPN.
She doesn't want to go. She doesn't. I'm sure.
I'm
she
sure
wants
she
to stay
doesn't want to
with
go.
ESPN.
But it's a tough spot because now everyone's anti them.
I'm not anti ESPN. I'm just saying
We're
congratulations.
dedicating a whole segment.
Yeah, because it's you said it earlier. It's the Trumpster just tweeted about ESPN and Jemele Hill. It's the biggest thing.
It is. It's hard not to talk about.
Do I feel like Jemele Hill kicked the hornet's nest? Yes, she did. She talked about directing people and advertisers and away from buying merch. And these things are held very dearly by franchises. The merch, the advertisers, very dear. But she was talking about sports. And that's why ESPN, you get the congratulations, you played yourself. She was talking about sports. And yes, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, sports and politics is hand in hand right now. Specifically football. And that's not Jemele Hill's doing. She didn't do that. The president did that. The vice president just did that by going to a game. They didn't have to do that.
No. You mean the people who were so offended by disrespecting the flag, but then they used the flag and national anthem at a game? They intentionally used it as a divisive political moment.
You know
That's respect.
they blew $242,000 of taxpayer money over that stunt.
Yeah. Meanwhile, oozing at the seams are the Facebook and Google stories about Russia buying ads and paying bloggers and fake news. None of that's being covered in favor of this Jemele Hill story.
Which is to Shawnee's point that even as big as this all is, it's still all a distraction.
All a distraction.
Also, you know that what do they call it? Where they the Jones Act with Puerto Rico. They suspended the Jones Act for a little while.
It was only for 10 days. It's over.
Oh, it's coming back. It's over now. And when Puerto Rico asked Trump and the administration, hey, we need more time. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, they recently did ask for more help. They need more help. Let's see how that goes.
So you got that. You got the Russia thing. We're focused on Jemele Hill and football because that's a very entertaining story. But don't miss also the DACA deal. Congress and DACA. Trump's trying to weave the building of the wall. If the Democrats want these guys to get their DACA paperwork, their Dreamer paperwork, Trump's like, well, you got to help me fund my wall then. It's crazy out here, son. It's so crazy.